The disciples gathered beneath the banyan tree, seeking wisdom from the Buddha, whose presence radiated calm and compassion. Ananda, the youngest disciple, stepped forward hesitantly, his heart weighed down by a fear he could not name. "Master," Ananda began, his voice trembling, "I feel trapped, as if time slips away too quickly, leaving me restless and unsatisfied." The Buddha looked upon Ananda with gentle eyes, his gaze steady and filled with understanding of his disciples' turmoil. "Tell me, Ananda," Buddha said, his tone soft and inviting, "where do you believe time resides within your life's experiences?" Ananda paused, confused, his mind racing to grasp the meaning of his master's question amid his persistent anxiety. "I believe time exists in the moments I struggle to hold onto or anticipate with eagerness," Ananda replied uncertainly. The Buddha smiled faintly and gestured toward the sky where clouds drifted slowly, reflecting the hues of the setting sun. "Observe the clouds," Buddha said, pointing. "Do they resist the wind or rush toward their destination, fearing they may disappear?" Ananda followed his master's gaze, watching the clouds merge and separate in an endless dance upon the horizon's vast canvas. "No, Master," Ananda said softly, "the clouds do not resist the wind nor fear the change that comes with each passing moment." Buddha nodded, his smile deepening. "And yet you chase time, lamenting its passage, as though it were a possession you lose." The disciples leaned in, their attention captured by Buddha's words, his voice resonating with the wisdom of countless teachings. "Ananda," Buddha continued, "time is neither your enemy nor your master. It is the thread binding all moments into existence." Ananda's eyes widened as he pondered Buddha's words, sensing an insight that began to quiet his racing thoughts. "Do you feel time slipping away when you breathe, or when your heart beats steadily within your chest?" Buddha asked. Ananda shook his head, unsure of what his master wished him to realize as silence filled the sacred space. "Life unfolds in the present moment, Ananda," Buddha said, his voice steady. "It is the only place where time truly exists." "But Master," Ananda interjected, desperate for clarity, "how can I free myself from the fear of running out of time?" "Sit with me, Ananda," Buddha said, beckoning him forward. "Close your eyes and feel the life that breathes within you." Ananda obeyed, folding his legs and closing his eyes, his heart heavy with uncertainty but willing to trust his master's wisdom. The disciples followed suit, their breaths aligning as the rustling leaves whispered secrets carried by the gentle evening breeze. "Now," Buddha said, his voice calm and measured, "inhale deeply and feel the air that sustains you." Moment by fleeting moment, Ananda inhaled, focusing on the sensation of air filling his lungs, aware of the warmth that enveloped his body's living essence. "Exhale slowly," Buddha continued, "and let go of the thoughts that cloud your mind. As the sky releases rain upon the earth." Ananda released his breath, his tension easing, his focus narrowing to the steady rhythm of life flowing through his fragile frame. "Ananda," Buddha said softly, "do you feel time in the air you breathe or in the stillness surrounding you now?" Ananda hesitated, sensing his fear dissipating, replaced by a growing awareness of the simplicity hidden within each unfolding moment. "No, Master," Ananda admitted, his voice trembling with newfound clarity. "Time feels distant when I surrender to the life within me." The disciples listened intently, their hearts touched by Ananda's vulnerable admission and Buddha's transformative teaching. "Time is not a resource you exhaust," Buddha said, his voice like a steady flame lighting the darkness of misunderstanding. "It is the essence of existence itself," Buddha continued, "woven into every thought, every breath, every heartbeat you experience." Ananda's chest rose and fell steadily, his pulse no longer racing, his mind no longer clouded by thoughts of fleeting time. Embrace the present moment, Buddha instructed, his tone imbued with patience and compassion, and you will find eternity within its simplicity. The banyan tree swayed gently, its branches cradling the disciples who sat in silent contemplation, their burdens easing with Buddha's words. Master, Ananda said hesitantly, opening his eyes, how can I remember to live in the present when distractions overwhelm my mind? Buddha smiled, his gaze warm and encouraging. Anchor yourself in life's gifts, the breath, the heartbeat, the world's beauty surrounding you. Ananda nodded, his heart lightened by his master's guidance. Determined to cultivate the mindfulness that freed him from time's grip, you are the master of your moments. Ananda, Buddha said, his voice steady, do not let time become a chain binding you. The disciples reflected deeply on Buddha's teaching, aware of their own fears and restless thoughts that carried them away. Remember, Buddha said, life unfolds in the present, and you are the weaver of its threads. Choose peace within each moment. The moon rose, casting silver light upon the earth, illuminating the disciples' faces as they embraced the wisdom of Buddha's words. Ananda bowed deeply before his master, his heart filled with gratitude, his mind lighter, his soul anchored within the infinite now. The banyan tree whispered softly, carrying Buddha's teaching upon the night breeze, its truth timeless, its resonance eternal. Time itself seemed to pause as the disciples remained seated, aware only of the life within them and the world around them. Buddha's presence radiated serenity, his smile a beacon of hope for those who sought freedom from fear and the illusion of time. Live deeply, my disciples, Buddha said, his voice fading gently into the night, and you will discover the eternal present within life's moments. Another day, another journey through the forest brought Buddha and his disciples to the edge of a gently flowing river. The soft murmur of the water mingled with the rustling leaves, creating an atmosphere of peace and reflection. Buddha led the disciples to the riverbank, gesturing for them to sit and observe the world surrounding them. He pointed to a solitary lotus flower floating on the water, its petals kissed by droplets of the morning rain. Look at the flower, Buddha said, his voice calm yet compelling. Tell me, what do you see before you? It is delicate and beautiful, replied a disciple named Nanda, yet the rain seems to burden it with its weight. Buddha smiled gently and gestured toward the lotus. And does the flower resist the rain falling upon its fragile form? Master, Nanda answered thoughtfully. The flower simply accepts the rain, swaying gracefully under its gentle touch. Buddha nodded, his eyes filled with understanding. The flower accepts the rain because it knows resistance would only bring unnecessary suffering. The disciples gazed at the lotus, their minds quieted by the simplicity of Buddha's profound observation. The flower does not lament the sunny days it has lost or fear the storms yet to come, Buddha continued. It opens itself fully to this moment, Buddha said, embracing life as it unfolds in its natural rhythm. Nanda bowed his head, deeply moved by the comparison between the flower's acceptance and the human tendency to resist change. Master, Nanda asked hesitantly, how can we, like the flower, embrace the present moment without fear or hesitation? Buddha's smile deepened, and he gestured toward the flowing river that carried the lotus upon its ceaseless journey. The river flows without attachment, neither clinging to the rocks it passes nor resisting the bends in its course, Buddha explained. Life is like the river, Buddha continued, his voice steady. It moves forward, carrying both joy and sorrow in its current. The disciples watched the river intently, their thoughts drawn to its endless flow and the lessons hidden within its movement. The present moment, like the river, is ever-changing, Buddha said. Yet it is within this moment that life truly exists. Nanda furrowed his brow, struggling to grasp the depth of his master's teaching amidst the simplicity of the natural world. But Master, Nanda said, his voice tinged with uncertainty, how do we quiet the mind's restless yearning for what is not? By anchoring yourself in the now, Buddha replied, his tone calm yet firm. Through breath, observation, and the practice of mindfulness, the disciples sat in quiet meditation, their breaths aligning with the rhythm of the river as the morning sun warmed their skin. Buddha's voice broke the silence, gentle yet profound, like the flower in the river. You are a part of life's unfolding. You cannot control life's flow, Buddha said, but you can choose to embrace it, to live fully within each fleeting moment. Nanda closed his eyes, focusing on the sound of the river, his breath steadying as his thoughts began to quiet. Master, Nanda whispered, the flower and the river seem at peace because they do not think. How can we silence our minds? Buddha placed a hand on Nanda's shoulder, his touch light yet reassuring. Your mind is like the river, Nanda. It flows naturally, Buddha continued. But when you grasp at its current or try to hold it still, suffering arises. Let your thoughts flow like the water, Buddha said, neither clinging to them nor pushing them away, and peace will follow. The disciples listened intently, their hearts stirred by Buddha's words, their minds beginning to open to the truth he shared. The flower teaches acceptance, Buddha said. The river teaches flow. Both reveal the nature of life in its purest form. Nanda opened his eyes, his gaze fixed on the lotus flower as it swayed gently, untroubled by the rain or the river. The flower does not fear what it cannot control, Buddha said. Nor does the river resist its endless journey forward. The disciples remained silent, their souls deeply touched by the wisdom carried in Buddha's gentle, melodic voice. Live like the flower, Buddha said. Open yourself to the present moment, for it is the only reality you truly possess. The river's surface reflected the faces of the disciples, their expressions softened by the profound truth of Buddha's teaching. Master, Nanda said after a long silence, how do we remind ourselves of this truth when life's trials make us forget? Buddha smiled, his gaze as serene as the stillness of the water's surface. By returning to your breath, Nanda, the breath, Buddha explained, is the bridge connecting your body, mind, and the present moment. It is always here, waiting for you. Nanda inhaled deeply, focusing on the sensation of air filling his lungs, feeling a sense of grounding unlike anything before. The disciples followed suit, their collective breaths merging with the rhythm of the river, the breeze, and the rustling leaves. Buddha's voice softened, his words carrying the weight of universal truth. Within each breath lies eternity. If only you choose to see it. The sun rose higher, casting golden light upon the river, the lotus flower, and the disciples as they sat in quiet reflection. Another day will come, Buddha said, his tone gentle, but let this day teach you to live fully within its moments. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts filled with gratitude, their minds quieter, their spirits anchored in the present. Ever flowing now, the river carried the lotus onward, its journey a symbol of life's ceaseless flow and the wisdom of Buddha's timeless teachings. Another day, another gathering of disciples found Buddha seated beneath a vast, ancient tree, its roots entwined deeply with the earth. The air was thick with anticipation. As a disciple named Kema approached Buddha, carrying a question heavy upon his restless mind. Master, Kema began, bowing deeply, I feel haunted by time's vastness, unsure of my place within its infinite expanse. Buddha's eyes met Kema's with a calm, steady gaze, his presence radiating a serenity that seemed to pause the world around them. Kema, Buddha said, his tone gentle yet commanding, tell me, where do you see time? Is it before you or behind you? Kema hesitated, his thoughts circling like restless birds. Master, time feels like an endless path, stretching behind me and ahead of me. Buddha smiled faintly and gestured to the earth beneath them. The soil rich with life and the marks of time's passage. Look closely. Kema, Buddha said, do the roots of this tree stretch to the past or reach toward the future? Kema furrowed his brow, unsure how to answer. Master, I do not know. Perhaps they do both, feeding the tree's growth. And yet, Buddha continued, the tree does not dwell on where its roots have been or where its branches might reach. It simply is, Buddha said, his voice steady and calm. It lives in its being, nourished by the present moment. The disciples leaned closer, their attention captured by Buddha's words, their hearts yearning to grasp the depth of his wisdom. Kema, Buddha said, life is not a path stretching endlessly forward or backward. It is the moment where you stand. Kema's breath caught as he considered Buddha's words, his mind struggling to reconcile his fear of time with this new understanding. Master, Kema asked hesitantly, if life is the present, how do we free ourselves from the illusions of past and future? By understanding their nature, Buddha replied, his tone imbued with compassion. The past is a memory, the future an imagination. Neither can hold you unless you allow them to, Buddha said. Both dissolve in the presence of the here and now. The disciples sat in reflective silence, the truth of Buddha's teaching sinking into their hearts like rain nurturing thirsty soil. Kema, Buddha continued, close your eyes and breathe. Feel the life within you, the eternal present coursing through your being. Kema obeyed, his eyes fluttering shut as he focused on his breath, his mind quieting with each inhalation and exhalation. Feel your feet upon the earth, Buddha instructed, his voice soft. Sense the connection to the life that supports you. Kema became aware of the ground beneath him, the cool firmness of the earth anchoring him in the present moment. Open your ears, Buddha said, and listen to the sounds around you. The rustling leaves, the singing birds, the whispering breeze. Kema listened intently, the world's sounds weaving a tapestry of life that grounded him in the reality of the here and now. Now, Kema, Buddha said, tell me, do you feel time slipping away? Or do you feel the infinite in this moment? Kema's lips parted in awe as the question settled in his mind. Master, I feel only this moment. It feels vast. Buddha nodded, his expression serene. The present moment is where life exists. It is infinite if you choose to dwell within it. The disciples listened, their breaths slow and synchronized, their spirits opening to the profound simplicity of Buddha's timeless teaching. The past is but a shadow, Buddha said, and the future a dream. The present is the light that gives them meaning. Master, Kema said quietly, his voice steadying, how do we remind ourselves to live in the present when the mind resists? Through practice, Buddha replied, his tone patient. Return to your breath, your senses, and the world around you. Again and again. It is not an easy path, Buddha admitted, but it is the only path that leads to freedom from suffering. The disciples bowed their heads, deeply moved by the honesty of Buddha's words and the wisdom he imparted with such clarity. Kema, Buddha said, you are not running out of time, for time itself is an illusion. You are infinite in this moment. Kema's eyes opened, filled with gratitude and wonder. Master, I will carry this truth with me and seek to live by it. Buddha smiled softly, his gaze sweeping over the disciples who sat quietly, their hearts touched by the depth of his teaching. Each moment is a gift, Buddha said. Do not let the illusions of past and future steal the life within them. The tree's branches swayed gently, their leaves shimmering in the sunlight, a silent witness to the unfolding of Buddha's wisdom. The disciples sat in stillness, their breaths merging with the rhythm of the earth, their spirits anchored in the infinite now. Life is not measured by time, Buddha said, but by the depth with which you live each moment it offers. The sun began its descent, casting golden light upon the disciples. their faces illuminated by the truth they now carried within. Kema, Buddha said softly. Live deeply, and you will find the eternity you seek within the heart of each moment. The disciples bowed deeply, their spirits lightened by Buddha's words. Their hearts resolute in their commitment to live in the present. The world seemed to pause, holding its breath as Buddha's teaching resonated through the lives of those who sought its truth. Buddha's gaze rested on each disciple, his smile a beacon of peace, his presence a reminder of life's boundless possibility. Another day, another gift of wisdom from Buddha, whose timeless teachings guided his disciples toward the freedom found within the now. The Buddha's presence radiated calmness, grounding their thoughts amidst their silent struggles with inadequacy. Anand spoke again, his voice tinged with hope. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.